Welcome back to the final part of the lecture series on the methodology and perspectives of humanities paper. In this lecture, we'll be looking at the topic stylistics. Now, what is stylistics? J. Cudden defines it as an analytical science which covers all the expressive aspects of language, like phonology, prosody, morphology, syntax, and lexicology. To put it very simply, stylistics is basically the study of literary style. It analyzes or it studies in great detail the literary devices that contribute to an individual author's style. For example, you can look at the rhetorical figures, you can look at the syntax, you can look at the acoustic elements. Okay, all these elements together make up the style. And stylistics is a discipline that is more or less objective in its approach. At least it tries to avoid subjective interpretations. Stylistics is often considered to be an area of critical study that aims to substitute the impressionism and subjectivity associated with standard analysis with an objective and more or less scientific approach. You can say that it is primarily concerned with the stylistic idiosyncrasies of individual authors, but at the same time, it also focuses on grammatical structures or acoustic elements. Okay, all these things are taken into consideration. Now, stylistics as a discipline was popularized by the Russian formalist and the European structuralist, and many critics consider this to be a branch of applied linguistics. The element of style had been studied in detail right from the classical era, where critics like Aristotle, Cicero, and Quintilian, you cannot call them technically critics, maybe philosophers or rhetoricians, they all had talked about style, which is an important element in the discipline of rhetoric. And elements of style were also analyzed in great detail during the Renaissance period. And often, style was equated with the author's character. But modern stylistics is closely associated with the school of linguistics, to be very specific, with linguistic analysis. Halliday and Stanley Fish are modern linguists who have studied the social and contextual aspects of stylistics. Critics have identified two main types of formal stylistics which differ greatly in its significance and scope. Now, the first school of formal stylistics is a very narrow spectrum where style is identified by the difference in the content and form of a text. Now, what is content? Content denotes the basic information or message that a text offers. Style, on the other hand, refers to the various means of presenting this information and the resulting emotional response that is taken from the reader, that is elicited from the reader. So stylisticians aim to identify the features that are unique to a particular work or an author or even a period. However, many theorists find it difficult to differentiate between the features that can be analyzed linguistically and those that are functionally stylistics. The second type of formal stylistics developed mainly in the mid-1960s. The critics associated with this mode of stylistics broadened their area of study, and they were primarily concerned with the use of language in literature. So this school contained tenets of both traditional literary criticism and traditional rhetoric. However, it differs from the earlier disciplines by its focus on objectivity. With the development of modern technology, traditional qualitative judgments have been replaced by computer resources that employ quantitative tools. So this field has come to be addressed as stylometry. Experts use certain non-quantitative methods to analyze a literary text. However, stylisticians do not adhere to same modes of analysis. Though some stop with simple qualitative or quantitative judgments, certain others try to relate these distinctive, these unique stylistic characteristics to the author's perspective or worldview. Thank you for listening to the very short lecture on stylistics. Have a great day.